What would it be, Ryan Agree? And today, oh baby, we are just going to be talking about Game 6, Warriors, Celtics, NBA Finals, Game 6. Let's get it. We're going to be talking about it. But before we get right into that, guys, I want to tell you guys to subscribe and post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, Ryan the Great Blogs. And also make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcasts. All right, so recap. Warriors, Celtics, Game 6 on the line. Championships are on the line. Legacies on the legacies on the line. Seasons on the line. Championship on the line. Glory on the line. Everything on the line right now, and the Celtics screwed themselves. All right, it was started out as a 14-2 run in the first quarter, and they ended up blowing it. Warriors from I think it was like 237 or something in the first quarter, all the way to God knows what in the second quarter. Went on a 21-0 run. Absolutely disgraceful. Boston Celtics had no answer for anybody on the Golden State Warriors. That includes Stephen Curry, who had 34 points, 12 for 21 shooting. And yes, I'm going to talk about the Warriors, I'm going to talk about the Celtics. The Warriors absolutely fried. Curry again, 34 points, absolute domination. They had no answer for him, and you could just tell that they're. And also, finally, he had 6 for 11 shooting from the 3-point line. Once again, no answer. And in the fourth quarter, he came up big for the Warriors, and also Andrew Wiggins came up big for the Warriors. Sorry, oh my God. Jesus, that might be the first time I've ever sneezed on YouTube and on stream or YouTube video. But anyway, Andrew Wiggins 18 points, 7 for 18 shooting. Also came up big from the 3, 4 for 9 shooting from the 3 after he went 0 for something in the last game. So he came up big. And also that defense on Jayson Tatum was absolutely beautiful. Every time he was on Jayson Tatum could not get by him. He could not shoot on him. Absolutely beautiful defense by Andrew Wiggins. And also Draymond Green finally showed the hell up. You could see... Now, take out statistics for a minute, because I know I just throw statistics in everybody's face. I'm not trying to bore you with it. But he showed up in a big way, and it's not going to show up in the stat book. You could tell he was getting back in transition. He was throwing great passes, and that you could see that by 8 assists. He was helping rebounding the ball, because he had 12 rebounds. He shot the ball well. He shot 50% from the field, and also he's poking the ball out, getting the Celtics off their groove. Playing aggressive like he always does. He showed that he is definitely a Hall of Famer. I believe he's a Hall of Famer, but there are people that disagree, and that's a big debate. But that's a different subject for another day. And also, Jordan Poole showed up, not shooting wise. He shot 5 for 12, but he was plus 11 on the plus minus. 15 points, 3 for 8 from the 3-point line. He did when he first got into the game. He made some pretty big shots to keep the Warriors' momentum going. So I thought that was really good. Gary Payton, I guess he played all right. No, actually, I didn't play too well. 2 for 6 shooting. But honestly, he averaged, 7 points, and he shot 69% from the field. So, a very efficient series for Gary Payton. I give him mad props. And Steve Kerr really made sure the Warriors would win. And we got to give him credit. He made sure that Andrew Wiggins knew how to play Jayson. He knew how to play Jayson Tatum. That was putting Wiggins on Tatum. On the switches, it's a good thing he trusted in Curry to guard Tatum on the switch. The pick and roll screen, they switched. If you watched, you knew. But that was real. So he did really well in that. So you give credit to Steve Kerr. And also I give him credit for developing Jordan Poole. So yeah. Anyway, the Boston Celtics. Man, where do I start? Let's say this. Jaylen Brown was the best player for Jayson Tatum. Was the best player for the Celtics in this series. Last night he had 34 points, 12 for 23 shooting, 5 for 11 from the 3. Beautiful game. No complaints about Jaylen Brown. Absolutely great. I feel like everybody did their job. Marcus Smart, though, no. I think Boston definitely has a point guard issue. Because he shot 4 for 12 from the field. As you can see, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I'm very big on efficiency. And he only had 9 points, but Williams played great, especially on the defensive end. I think he had 5 blocks, something like that. 10 points, shot 50% from the field. Horford, 19 points. The bench, I can't stand the bench. I mean, this guy Pritchard, 0 points, White 2 points, and Grant Williams 3 points. Absolutely garbage. Once the bench came in, I feel like the Celtics just exploded, especially in the fourth quarter, and we'll get into the fourth quarter after. But Jayson Tatum, all right, I'm calling this brother out. He is a great player, okay? No debate, all right? He made the NBA first team. I personally think he should have been taken out, and they should have put Joel Embiid in there. The first team does, and the third team does not have to include a center, but that's a different subject from another day. All right. Jayson Tatum, absolute trash. All right, this is garbage. 13 points. He shot 6 for 18. What is that? Every time Andrew Wiggins was on him, one time he traveled, he either got blocked or it was a complete air ball. Unbelievable garbage from Jayson Tatum. I mean, no, just trash. Absolutely terrible series. In the fourth quarter, he shot 24%, 37% throughout the series. Are you kidding me? I don't want to hear. I never said I was a superstar. No, you don't say you're a superstar. Everybody else says you're a superstar. Don't you dare. You made first team All-NBA. How would you not call yourself a superstar if you made the first team All-NBA? It doesn't make sense, all right? I mean, this is trash. I understand he has a lot of time. When it's all said and done, he definitely will have a championship to his name. I'm not denying that. But for this series, he did not show up. And that's really all I got to say. Curry, well-deserving Finals MVP. I definitely believe he should have won Finals MVP, even with his Game 5 performance. And I didn't agree with people saying that Wiggins should have, gotten the MVP, was in contention for MVP. He would have had to have 50 for me to even think of him being an MVP, all right? Curry deserved it. We all know that. But the fourth quarter for Boston, Jesus. When it was close going into the third quarter, I was texting my good friend Brian, your boy B, go subscribe. And I told him, Boston can't close. They don't have that closer. They don't have that closer like Curry or Durant or Irving or LeBron or somebody like that. They don't have that on their team. And, normally it's a point guard to do it, but as I said, there's a point guard issue. Tatum, absolutely terrible, so you aren't going to rely on him. And also, Tatum scoring in the second half was terrible. They turned the ball over way too much in the fourth quarter. They just look like a terrible team. I mean, every possession, it looks like they just turned the ball over in the fourth quarter. Did they even win a quarter? Yeah, they won the third quarter. That's the only quarter they won. And that was the quarter that they did half decent, and they only won that quarter by 5 points. Absolute trash, in my opinion. Tatum needs to play better. Other than that, the bench, they definitely need something to do with. They definitely need to do something with the bench. I really respect Derek White, but in the plus minus, he was a minus 26. Are you kidding me? 1 for 6 shooting. That's nuts. That's insane. But the bench is terrible. Jordan Poole, definitely great. As I might have said this here, but the Bay is now the swimming pool. Let's just get that straight. Yeah, and also I think I said this in the last video. I think that's where you put some blame on Ime Udoka. The team was not disciplined. It was disciplined, but it wasn't disciplined to the point where they weren't going to turn the ball over. And really, I think the Celtics just gave away these last 2 games, I'll be honest with you. Because they could have won, but they just chose to completely choke in the fourth quarter, turn the ball over too much. Tatum just sold. That was it. But we're going to go, that's pretty much all I have to say for that, for the finals. Because, bottom line is Curry played amazing. Tatum did not play well. Jaylen Brown was the best player for the Celtics. Celtics bench is terrible throughout the series, I meant. But I do want to focus on this. There is one person who looks absolutely terrible right now. It's not Jayson Tatum. It's not any person for the Boston Celtics. Nobody for the Warriors. Nobody in that organization. The one guy that looks absolutely terrible is Kevin Durant. Yes, and I'm sure we all know why. Kevin Durant, for me, is regarded as the best player in the world. That's a huge debate, and I know people are going to get pissed at me when I say this, but I do believe Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. He got hurt, was leading the league in scoring. Brooklyn was tied for first when he got hurt. You can't get hurt and get your crown taken away. All right, that's all I got to say about that, but we can go into that debate later. Anyway, Kevin Durant left Golden State. I really don't have a problem for him leaving Golden State, but it's who he left to. He left Golden State to go to Brooklyn. Who did he leave for? Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving shows the hell up when Kyrie Irving wants to show the hell up. You know what I mean? And he left Steph Curry, the guy who is now the 4-time NBA champion, broke the record for most threes in a season, won his first Finals MVP, averaged over 30 in this series, and Brooklyn got swept in the first round because they weren't together for the season because Kyrie wouldn't get vaccinated. Get this COVID vaccine. So, yeah. I think Kevin Durant looks really bad right now, okay? He looks terrible. Because he left Steph Curry, who is, I still think, the second greatest point guard of all time. For him to become the greatest point guard of all time, he has to have a three-peat. I don't think he'll have a three-peat. So, yeah. But, yeah, Durant looks terrible. It looks bad. But anyway, let me talk about next season for now. I'm going to go into next season. I have the Warriors already in the conference finals. The only team I could see beating them next season in the West is the Los Angeles Clippers, especially with Kawhi coming back, Paul George coming back. Got this Reggie Jackson. I'm a huge fan of this kid, Terrence Mann, whatever his name is. Yeah, so I think that's the only team that could really have a chance against them, but I really don't see anybody beating the Warriors out in the West. And especially without Wiseman. Nobody's talked about that Wiseman was not in there. This kid is the second overall pick. He's averaging, 19 throughout his career? This kid is great. He's 7 feet tall, grab rebounds. When he comes back, I don't think there's nobody stopping the Golden State Warriors. Especially with Curry playing like the way he did last season and now in the championship this season. I don't think there's anybody stopping them. But yeah, that's all I got to say about the finals. I do want to make a video on free agency of what moves that should happen, and I'm gonna talk a lot about the Sixers trades and signings and all that. So I'll tell you guys what I think should happen, and we'll do that. All right, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Ryan the Great Vlogs, and make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace. I also want to point out one last thing, and that was the fact that Boston played so stupid during Game 6. I said this in the last video. Why don't they drive to the paint? They're the bigger team. Yeah, why didn't they drive to the paint? They were the bigger team, and in the beginning of the game, they started down low. They passed it to Horford. In the first play of the game, they passed it to Horford, and he got a basket over Klay Thompson. I think it was actually a foul or something like that. I don't know. And then they started, Smart started posting up Curry. I'm not sure if Tatum started driving. He might have, but I'd have to look back at the footage. But anyway, Smart, he went down low on Curry. I'm saying, finally, they figured it out. They watched my video. They know that you have to drive to the paint because they're the bigger team. But then as soon as Golden State started scoring the ball, they just looked like they looked so discombobulated. They started like going nuts. They started shooting again. I'm saying, no, go into the paint if you want to win. Obviously, I didn't want Boston to win because, I'm a Sixers fan and I picked the Warriors. But I'm just saying, go into the paint, drive, get the basket. You're a bigger team. You're taller. Tatum's 6'9". Curry, Smart is a lot stronger than Curry. He's also taller. Horford and Williams, they're two of the tallest guys on the court. Go into the paint. They just started shooting again. It didn't make any sense to me. This is why the game is ruined. Anyway. I forgot to point that out during the video. Once again, like, subscribe, do all that, post notifications on, and I'll see you guys. Peace.